I'm out taking a bike ride. One of my favorite things to do, bike ride through the Catskills, through the Shawangunk Mountains. Beautiful stream here. I'm out for about a 15 plus mile bike ride before work today, before I got to get to my restaurant and grind it out for the day. And I really don't even want to say grind it out because I enjoy what I do. So go down to my restaurant and live my passion is more like it. The restaurant business is hard. The restaurant business is tough. It's very challenging. As a cook, as a waiter, as a manager, as an owner, it's very challenging, that the amount of hours that go into doing this. I want to talk about today, because I hear this, and I was just thinking about this on my ride, coming down this road. Exercising for me, running and getting out into the nature like this, on a bike ride on a road, or even a road run, just frees my mind up, and it allows me to really think creatively. And I really need that to be successful. So I was thinking about the old saying, like, I've done everything in my business to make my business work, and it's just not working. And I hear that with alternative health too. So let me give you an example. People say, Marcus, I've done everything to cure my cancer alternatively, and it's not worked. So then I simply throw out to them, have you done vitamin C drips, 75 grams? Have you switched to a high alkaline diet? Have you switched to a plant-based diet? Are you mostly raw? Are you doing a lot of wheatgrass every day? Are you taking selenium? Are you taking reishi and all these other mushroom extracts? Are you meditating? Are you walking around barefoot? Do you stop putting the phone up to your head? Do you stop using microwave foods? Do you stop eating fried chicken, Parmesan? And they look at me like, I haven't done any of that. I'm like, well, then you haven't tried everything to cure your cancer. And operating a business is like being healthy. It's like curing a disease. John Taffer and Gary Vaynerchuk did an awesome Ask Gary V show June 2017. Look it up. It's really awesome. John Taffer says something super important in the beginning. He goes, behind every failing business is a failing owner. And it's just so what a powerful statement, right? So when I hear owners say, I've done everything I can, Marcus, my business just isn't working. I'm like, you haven't done everything. So this one guy calls into the show and he goes, I've kind of given up on social media. It's not really working for me, this and that. And Gary Vaynerchuk goes on, looks up the guy's account. He goes, dude, you haven't posted on Instagram in 4 days. It's been 4 days since you posted on Instagram. What do you mean you've done everything, right? So, successful restaurant market. First of all, a lot of chefs who open restaurants think, hey man, my food is it. My food is so good that I don't need to market. I'm going to do awesome service. I'm in a great location. I've seen some of the most successful restaurateurs in great locations that have 10, 20 restaurants already, that have millions of dollars behind them, fail at restaurants, fail at a concept. But the thing about them is they pick up and they keep going. They're like, okay, this concept isn't working. Let's move on to the next concept. Let's. I have a friend who literally will change a concept. Jeffrey Chadrow from China Grill is known to keep the lease and change a concept right in there. But when you say, I've done everything, have you done social media? Have you done giveaways? Have you done contests? Do you have a database? How often do you communicate to your email subscriber list? That's super important. I know a lot of restaurateurs that are like, man, I'm just new. A lot of new restaurateurs. They're like, I just need more business. I'm like, well, how's your database working? They're like, database? What database? And they're like, well, I've tried everything, right? I've tried doing all this marketing. I'm like, do you send emails out? When people walk in, are you getting surveys? Are you asking them to post on Yelp and TripAdvisor when they have a good experience? Are you sending them emails to tell them what's going on? Are you sending them postcards for their birthdays? Are you sending them, do you have a loyalty program where you're actually giving them a reward for coming in? Now, John Taffer said something super important on this Gary Vaynerchuk Ask Gary show. So he was explaining to the one restaurateur, he goes, it's between $40 to $60 to $80 for an acquisition of a new customer. That means if you go place an ad in a paper or in a magazine, you spend $500, and really what are you getting for that $500? You're getting a handful of customers, new customers. And of course the newspaper or the magazine says, hey Joe, it's all about consistency. It's all about consistency, and you have to keep advertising with this. So you need 12 months worth of ads to get your message out there so people are used to you. So now all of a sudden you're looking at a $500 ad, $800 ad times 12, and you're into this magazine for $6,000 a year. Then all of a sudden you're into another magazine, you're into another thing, and this paper has a good deal for the dining section. And you're like, well, I've done everything. I've marketed everything. John Taffer says that's going to cost you between 40 to 80 bucks a person for acquisition fees. He goes, I'm a huge fan. This is what I do in my own business, right? Go out and give the rib dinner away. What's it cost you? $2, $3, $4? That's a new acquisition. Person's in your door. They're in your door for $3, okay? Next, show them a great time. Then give them an offer for something else to come back. $5 off the chicken dinner. Have them come back. Have them come back a second time. And then all of a sudden, well, hey, here's a free dessert next time you're in, right? So you're giving them what's called bounce back offers, where they're coming back. Well, John Taffer says something super important, and I've known this all along. I've always said it's 6 times, I've read this in industry facts, it's 6 times easier to get a customer in your door the second time than the first time, okay? That's where your acquisition cost drops drastically. So John Taffer says they'll come in the second time, 40% chance. The third time, 43% chance. The fourth time, over 70% chance that customer's coming back if you showed them the goods. If they've had a good time, they've had good food, a good experience, they'll be back over 70% of the time. That customer will be back. Now, let me tell you, add all that up. Free cheesecake, $5 off the chicken, and $3 or $4 towards the rib. That's $10. That's $10 for an acquisition for what may be considered a lifetime customer. Now, I track my guests, and I have lifetime guests, which means I track their spending over 5 years, and I say, okay, this is the lifetime of a guest, because we all know that guests move away, they get divorced, things happen, their kids, they start a family, their kids leave for college, they're not home on weekends anymore because they're visiting, they're empty nesters. So customers actually, they have this lifespan, which I give them 5 years. The average guest to me spends $6,800 in 5 years in my restaurant. Every single restaurateur that I speak to that says, man, this just isn't working, I ask them, what's the lifetime value of your guest? They have no clue. I say, what's your acquisition fee? I have no clue. Now, John Taffer and Gary Vee gave this guy some awesome ideas. Awesome ideas. Now, one thing that I would follow up with that is I would say join a mastermind group. Mastermind groups are where it's at. That's what I did. That's what revolutionized my business. Back in 2007, I drove to Boston, my wife and I, and we thought we had tried everything possible in our restaurant. Man, we're trying, we're just struggling, we're holding on. We drove to Boston, we couldn't afford a hotel room. We slept in the van that night. We ended up at this conference the next day in some hotel that was for restaurant marketing. We surrounded ourselves with people that were complete geniuses, right? Geniuses on marketing businesses and marketing restaurants. We're like, man, we want to be surrounded by these people. So it was about $1,000 a month to join this mastermind group. And my wife and I looked at each other and goes, man, we can't afford this. But when we're looking around the ideas we've already gotten from here, how can we not afford it? If executed properly, we're going to make our money back. And within the next 2 years, we tripled our business at the restaurant. So it was worth every single penny of that $1,000 a month, $900, whatever it was, $997. So I would suggest that to that person that Gary Vee was talking to and John Taffer that called in, join a mastermind group. Surround yourself with people. But you gotta. The thing is, there's some certain mastermind groups out there. You can make your own mastermind group. You can call a bunch of friends and buddies and colleagues and people you respect in the industry that you don't know that you want to meet and say, hey, let's sit around once a month and throw some ideas out. We'll meet at my restaurant in 1 month. We'll meet at your restaurant 1 month, your business 1 month. That's sort of okay, but there's no skin in the game for anybody, right? There's no skin, which means you're not paying to be part of that. When you pay to be part of something like Tony Robbins, mastermind groups are like, I don't know, 10 grand a month or something. But you're brushing shoulders with millionaires who are making it, can give you ideas. So we started brushing shoulders, and we've been doing this since 2007 with people that are highly, highly successful in the restaurant industry, got tons of ideas, and we still meet 3 times a year, and we still pay that membership fee. It's not that much anymore because the mastermind that we belong to, the rates go down over time, so they drop by more than half. So that's the cool part about this mastermind I belong to. If anybody wants information about this mastermind, email me. I will be happy to pass it on. We're always happy to have guests at the mastermind where you don't have to actually join, but you just show up in the city. We're going to Nashville next. We just came back from Palm Springs. We did Charleston last year. We've done Austin, Texas. We've done San Francisco. We've done Vancouver. We've done some awesome cities across the country where we travel and lock ourselves in a conference room and share all of our marketing ideas. Everything we share our operational ideas. I can call people all week long and say, hey, Jim, what do you think about this promotion I'm doing? Critique it for me. I'd be like, that's good, that's good, that's good. This is what I would do different. Or, hey, man, your stuff sucks. You gotta do something better. I wouldn't go in to save $2 on a glass of wine. I'd go into a restaurant to save this or that, or people that are buying that aren't price conscious, right? Because certain people are price conscious and certain people aren't price conscious about the food you put out. So, yeah, have you done everything you possibly can? When we first opened, we were handing out samples on the street corner. We would go to the grocery store on the weekends and hand out soup samples and sell soup at the grocery store. I mean, we've done all kinds of just ground up marketing. Out just soliciting. I would join chamber after chamber of commerces. I go to every mixer. I'd hand out business cards. I'd hand out free offers. I joined BNI for 2 years. I pumped up my business that way. Then when I discovered social media and YouTube in 2009, I started my YouTube channel. People love that. Facebook Live right now. Who's doing Facebook Live? If you think you've done everything in your marketing and you're not doing Facebook Live, you are missing out big time, big time. And don't post about all kinds of stuff you're selling. Post about things that are cool in your restaurant, about your family, about things that are going to be beneficial to people. People are going to start respecting you. Like, that's that restaurant. That's that cool chef that's out on his bike ride that posts, cool pictures. I want to go eat at his place. The coolest thing was when people come into my restaurant and they treat me as a celebrity because I'm out there. I put myself out there on social media as an expert in a lot of different things. And people come and say, I watch your videos. It's great. I've been wanting to eat here for a while. I had a lady that watches my videos from India. And she came to New Jersey. She watched my videos for a couple of years. She came, health nut. She comes to New Jersey to visit friends. And she goes, I know the restaurant we're going. We're driving an hour and a half, 2 hours north to this guy's restaurant that I watch on YouTube. You got to check his stuff out. So basically from India, I'm marketing to people in India, right? And when you go on YouTube and do that on Facebook, that's all free marketing. What I'm doing right now is free marketing. It just takes my time. Talk about my passion. So if you're a chef, if you're a restaurant owner, get on, talk about your passion. There's so many things you can do. One of the things you can do is head over to 50mistakes.com, 50mistakes.com. That's my cyber coaching website. There's tons of free videos on there. I wrote a book, 50 Mistakes That Business Owners Make, geared towards the restaurant industry, but anybody can benefit from it. Talks about operational things, talks about improving yourself. And again, like John Taffer says, behind every failing business is a failing owner. Email me any questions, leave some comments. I'll be happy to answer.